Hadi Sirika, Nigeria's Minister of Aviation, has stated that contrary to what the government initially declared on Friday, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority is not a private equity investor in the Nigeria Air project. Mr. Sirika claimed that the NSIA is not at all associated with the Nigeria carrier bidding process in a statement released by Special Assistant Public Affairs to the Minister, James Oduado, on Saturday. Contrary to the brief published by Mr. Oduado on Friday, which claimed that the NSIA was one of the 3 Nigerian investors and had an equity stake in Nigerian Air, Ethiopian Airlines is still the main shareholder. Rise business analyst Chika Mbonu joins us to discuss further. Chika, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
New week,
new Monday, and new breaking news from over the weekend.
Yeah, I'll talk about Nigerian Air.
Yes.
And very interesting times. Capacity is critical for the Nigerian aviation industry because we lost aero contractors.
Yeah.
And we lost Dana Air. So on that big picture, that Nigerian Air will bring some capacity into the industry is acceptable. Now, the story for me, the story of the Nigerian Air can actually best be described as being being tacky because of the way it has been handled so far. The latest being what you read just in your rundown.
Yeah.
Where even the owners of the airline don't know those
who are investing
in the airline. Minister Sirika, called out some of us, about 2 weeks ago when he addressed a press conference.
Yeah.
Because we just demanded transparency and openness and best practices in his race to bet this Nigerian Air.
Yeah.
We demanded transparency and openness. And then after several denials, and the open secret came out that he has selected Ethiopian Air as a core investment partner.
Yeah.
Core investor in the Nigerian Air. It's an open secret. They denied it several times, even up to last week. They denied it, and then overnight they just came out with that announcement. So I don't know whether I should call it Nigerian Air or Sirika Air. I've played on this name.
Yeah.
Just to remind everybody, our viewers, that this is our Commonwealth.
Yeah.
It's our Commonwealth. It's a Commonwealth, and at the minimum, when we request for clarifications and explanations from appointed, employees who are paid with our tax, they should humbly provide them. What we ask for is transparency, simply. But what I've seen now is that the process that overnight, after all the denials, just came overnight and called some result for us. Only Ethiopian Air, qualified. They scored 80% in this and scored 15 or something in this. In an exam set and marked by the same Minister of Aviation or the appointed people. Mr. Sirika requested some of us to go to the ICRC website, the concession, the ICRC website. But one went there, what did we find? I can only compare what has been done in getting to where they are now with a similar project, the Fort Mainland Bridge.
Okay.
The Lagos State government have been shepherding. The first thing that happened was that when they advertised the RFP, they publicly published it everywhere. For all those who supplied the RFP, who submitted the RFP, they published everything, and then when they move to the next step, proof of concept, proof of financial capability and whatever, they also publish everybody that submitted, but our own here, what we have heard is that last minute is only Ethiopian Air, it jumps into Ethiopian Air that is only people that are qualified. For a nation that should actually go out there looking for the best for our country, you shouldn't be worried so much about deadlines and stuff like that. So they were saying that if Delta Air or Continental Air was interested in our airline and they needed some extra time, they would just say no. Because the way they've done it is as if they were racing towards a contrived outcome.
Okay.
And mark my words, it seems they were, and maybe subsequent information will prove or provide clarity on that. And the other thing is 49% of what
is being held by this investor.
What's the valuation for
right.
this transaction?
Right.
You know, they say they score 15 over 20 or something like that on the financial something. Or what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, and Ethiopian airline, maybe a lot of people don't know, has been trying through what they call the fifth freedom of air to come into Nigeria.
Yeah.
Basically, take off from Ethiopia, pick passengers from here, and then head to where they're heading to.
Yeah.
Because of the 200 million traffic passengers pollution we have here. They've tried everything to come in here. It hasn't been possible. So now, what do we have? An airline owned by 49% by Ethiopian airline, such that somebody said, I'm sure you're getting so many. Somebody said to Ethiopian Airlines is 100% owned by Ethiopian government.
Yeah.
Even Nigerian government owns 5% of the Nigerian air, and Ethiopian air owns 49%. Yeah. The Ethiopian government logically owns Nigerian air. So let us call it Ethiopian Airline subsidiary instead of the incorrect Bamiswan name Nigerian air.
Yeah.
You know. So how do you call it Nigerian air?
When it's wholly
when it's only by Ethiopian air,
right.
You know, and so the problem. The other thing I'm sure they provide clarity down the line is how did they arrive at the equity investors, even though they have removed the NSIA now, you know, how did they arrive at the investors of MRS? Yeah. MRS in good places where things work with transparency. The minister should actually declare that MRS, owner of MRS is his personal friend,
right? And
SACCO. Also, how, out of the millions of companies in Nigeria and what, how did they select this? What criteria did they use to do this? Yep. You know, so we demand clarity and transparency. Yeah. And when we do that, let the minister not, you know, think that he's doing us a favor, you know, arrogantly, and when we ask him questions, it just be like that. Now, the other thing that I want to address is the issue of the consideration. I thought about they're going to give us 3 aircraft. Yeah, aircraft, yeah. Yeah, 737, 737, 800. I mean, now for those who are uninformed, you know, this may sound highfalutin, this might sound big, but these are the aircraft that are in the fleet of Arik Air now.
Held by AMCOM.
Held by AMCOM. Yeah. And so there's nothing sophisticated about what they're doing. And the other thing is that they're coming on waitlist. Usually, before you get your air operating certificate, AOC by NCAA, you must own the aircraft. Right. Not. Do you know that there's a lot of spare capacity in the world now? The Ethiopian airline is flying Boeing 737 MAX. So probably a lot of the 737, 800 or 700 are actually in the dumps.
And that's what
bringing for us here. So, as I said, we require clarity. Yeah. The aircraft are coming on waitlist. So there's no Nigerian. Indeed, let me mention to you, AP's got about 5 A320 Airbus last week on this kind of stuff. Yeah. What's the name? Ibom Air got A220 Airbus from Egypt Air on this kind of arrangement. So it's not a big deal. So what's the next thing? What are we getting from this arrangement? Right. That is the Ethiopian airline, not Nigerian air.
Fantastic.
And transaction value I told you is 49% of what I asked already. Yeah. That's that. Now, the other thing is that when the minister was asked questions, and I didn't like the way he responded to the Nigerian. He said Nigerian Airlines, what are they? APs has 3 aircraft. I mean, he didn't even know the capacity of the Nigerian airlines. Yeah. You know, and how are Nigerians been flying around? The way he dissed them is as if they don't exist. Yeah. Mention those that have died, and as if this is the savior has finally come on wait list. Wow. You know, so, but the final thing I want to talk about or in this segment is the fact that, okay, welcome Nigerian Air, but we're looking for transparency. We're looking for level playing field for all other airlines. Yeah. So not you're going to give Nigerian Air special section in the Abuja airport. Right. Or a special section in Nigerian Lagos airport. And then all the problems that other Nigerian airlines are going through, you push them aside from it, and so that you present them as the messiah. Let them be subjected to the same conditions as other airlines are doing. But those have thrived under these difficult conditions.
Excellent stuff. Our Rise business analyst, Chika Mbonu. Based on this segment, I think we'll get more answers in the coming days.
We hope to get more answers on this.
Fantastic.
We'll be on this for until
we get the answers. Chika, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.